Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from CLASH Daytona. My name is Bob Babbitt. We are brought to you by the NASCAR Foundation, Daytona International Speedway, USA Triathlon, Aquasphere, and Varlo. Our next guest, Matt Sharpe, 5th at 70.3 Waco, and obviously is pretty good on the track because he got 11th at CLASH Miami.
That's right.
How you doing,
That's
Matt?
right. That's right. I'm looking forward to being back on the track this weekend.
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
now, have you done
well.
Daytona before?
This is my first time here in Daytona, and yeah, I'm just loving the environment, the atmosphere. You know, you feel the energy from the track.
Well, and this is a strong person's race.
Yeah, so we'll find out if I'm a strong person.
Exactly. But you look like a strong person.
Ah, good. That's what it's all about.
So you got into this through Kids of Steel.
That's right. Way up in Canada, way up in the north there. Yeah, we had a great program in Canada with the Kids of Steel Racing, and obviously with Simon Whitfield winning that gold medal.
Gold in 2000,
I was
silver in 2008. Yeah,
I was 9, I think, when that happened.
Yes.
So it was just a natural progression to be like, hey, you see this guy, have success, and he didn't actually live too far where I was from in Vancouver Island. So, hey, that's how we ended up here.
He can do it. I can do it.
Exactly.
What the hell?
Exactly.
Was triathlon always a sport?
Yeah, it was there with swimming, with running, with soccer. We did a lot of different things, but the pool,
it's boring. After
it's
a while.
kind of boring, and so we enjoyed doing all 3 sports.
Yeah, and then so when did you get to the point where you started focusing on Olympic format?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid doing triathlons, I basically would do swim meets for the first 2 days of the weekend, and then Sunday do a tri. But eventually, when I was about 15 or so, I said, hey. I'm really enjoying this. I'm seeing some success. So, I just kind of dabbled further into triathlon. And since then, basically been focusing on, going through the ranks, right? You do the junior elite, then you go U23 and then elite. And so, just kind of followed that pathway in Canada. And
so I'm looking at 2018, 17th at Gold Coast. And then 2019, you had the goal was obviously get to the Olympics. And
it was, and I was able to successfully achieve that and represent Canada. We went there. We had this team goal of trying to help Tyler Mislechuk win a gold medal.
Yes,
we did that at the Olympic test event and very successfully. But fortunately, he just wasn't at 100% fitness going into the games, and you have to be fully fit. But I don't regret giving that opportunity.
No,
absolutely not.
And so the Olympic experience, even though it was
not quite the same,
neutered because of COVID, but it's still the Olympics. You still got to go and get the uniform and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're at the biggest stage in the world. All the eyes are on you, and then all of a sudden a boat is in front of you when the starting gun goes off. I don't know if you, I don't know if you remember that, but that
false start in the the doesn't happen very often.
I mean,
was it right in front of you?
Oh, the motor, it was right there. I could see it.
Oh my God, I was so worried. Someone got chopped up by a propeller. What the hell is this thing doing out there?
it was crazy. It was surreal. We spent all those time training, and then you get delayed a year, and then a false start at the Olympics, you get delayed a little bit longer. So we actually kind of had a laugh on the pontoon, but pretty crazy times. And I kind of wish I was further away so I could have got a little dive into the water, but it was right in front of me, so I wasn't jumping in.
Anywhere. No, I think that is wild.
Yeah, it was crazy stuff.
And then after that, did you know pretty quickly? Okay, I want to start doing some longer.
It was not the easiest build up to the Olympics for myself, and so. After Tokyo, there was a bit of soul searching and a bit of kind of just what am I doing? And, I eventually, I just wanted to try everything with the sport. I'd done short course and ITU for forever. And so I was like, hey, why not, give long course a go? And it's been kind of a dipping of the toes into it. But, so far I've had some good races, it's been pretty successful. And you kind of chase those big goals, right? So I've locked in a spot for 70.3 Worlds the next year. Nice. So that's kind of on the horizon. So
Finland,
Finland, yeah, why not, hey?
So, but no Paris.
No Paris, no.
You've made the transition.
I'm done fully with short course and ITU. But my wife, Kirsten Casper, she represents the USA, and she's on her journey. So I'm kind of doing my training and racing, but also I have the ability to help her with her training when she needs a stand-in, and it's been cool that way to help her out this year. She's had a couple rough years, but she's kind of back on the up leading into Paris. So I'm super excited to help her with her journey as well.
And where are you guys based?
We live in Boulder.
Oh, what a surprise.
It's a tough spot for sure. Tough spot. Yeah.
But so this was really the first year long course. Right?
Yes, for me, and totally like my first race was with the CLASH
Miami, right? 11th place.
And you know, just being with the CLASH crew, their whole race experience, the way they treat the athletes, you know, I came onto the scene and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. So it kind of just set an amazing tone for the rest of the year, being able to race with these guys.
Well, and then you go to PTO Canadian Open, right? That's pretty sweet.
It was special. You know, I've raced in Edmonton so many times over the years with ITU.
Yeah.
But doing that, just being in front of the home crowd, it's something special. So yeah, it's an incredible event, and I had such a good time.
So your adopted home in Boulder, you win 70.3 Boulder your first year out. It was like your third or fourth race as a long course.
Yeah, I had a good, somewhat home course advantage there. You see the roads, you know how the course is going to play out, and I knew how hot it was going to be on race day. So I feel like I did a good job of being ready for the conditions for sure.
Well, and third at Santa Cruz, and that was good. You had Tim O'Donnell there.
Yes, yeah. No, and Eric that day was very, very strong.
Oh, Lagerstrom was not getting beat.
He was flying. So yeah, again, just another opportunity to compete and have a solid race.
Did you get a chance to ride here yet?
On the course itself? Yeah. So that was pretty cool, just zipping around on the track here. It's not as wide as I thought it would be. So, you know, you can imagine those NASCARs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's some crazy tight racing in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
when they're four wide? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they fit four of them wide, but yeah, it's awesome. It's such a iconic location.
Yeah. And it's different than Miami. Because even though it's a track, you got a little bit of a road course there, some turns, out of the saddle stuff. Yeah. Here it's in the aero bars for a long ass time.
Yeah, it is long, but it's 60 Ks where there's no turns, where there's no dead stops or anything. I mean, you're moving quick and you're maintaining momentum. So I think it will go by very quickly. And with the caliber of field we have here today, it's going to be full on.
It's going to be really fun. Do you like it when you go to it? Because you went to Canadian Open, obviously huge field there. U.S. Open, big field there.
Yeah.
Those are championship races, basically.
Yeah.
And every time you did a WTCS race, those are world championship fields.
Yeah, it's very interesting having that perspective, having done World Triathlon and then having stepped into long course. Yeah, I think I just prefer to be on the biggest stage as possible. I think it brings out the most in me, and why am I doing it? Well, I want to compete against the best, and so I look forward to having the opportunity to compete against the best like this weekend. It gets me fired up, and it's just another great opportunity. Anytime you can line up with a guy like Vince and see if you can have a crack, why not, huh?
Why not? So how do you guys balance it with being a married couple and having one person's having great racing, another person's having down. I'm so excited. You're not feeling good.
Yeah.
The balance is tough.
It's tough for sure. It's not always easy. I mean, any relationship, you're always going to have ups and downs and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like you just do what you can to support it and just be there. You don't have to be just on it all the time. You can just being there, listening and taking it in. I think that's the biggest thing.
And how are you when she's racing? I mean,
So she raced in Abu Dhabi last weekend, and it's definitely something where you're a little nervous. You see what they put in. Their dedication, how much she's training, and just where she's come from with her. Recent struggles with her consistency and training and stuff.
Right.
So you just want the best for them.
Right.
And but I've been super happy to see her just get back to that consistency, and she's on a very good path as she heads towards huge qualifying races next year.
Yeah. And when the fact that you guys are now doing it's the same sport but it's different, that's probably good. Yeah.
I think I would say. In all honesty, her training and her racing is the focus. The chance of representing your country at the Olympics and go to that, I know how huge it is. So I'll often make a few sacrifices here and there to help her out, and I don't think it necessarily takes away too much from my training, but I'm happy to do that because I want to see her ultimately compete for the U.S. In Paris. That's the family goal.
Okay. Hey, and listen, you won Boulder.
Right. I'll take it.
You got the big win already.
Exactly.
What are the goals for this next year?
Yeah, I think definitely, have a, be competitive at these races. I would love to compete in more PTO races and be competitive there. I don't think I was super competitive necessarily in the 2 I did this year. But yeah, the goal is to just any race I show up to, obviously train as well as I can leading into it, and be somebody who is gunning for the win for sure.
And so the goals for tomorrow?
Goals for tomorrow, I specific goals. I'd like to make that front group because there's some good swimmers. So if I can be in that front group, I'm very confident in my cycling. Recently, I've done a lot of good work leading up into this race, and so yeah, if I can be there, I'm going to be super happy with that. And then obviously, coming off the run, these World Triathlon guys, I know how fast they are. But I think my run training, it's been very tailored for this race.
Right.
So I'm actually carrying a lot of confidence going into this one for sure.
Very cool. I mean, Leo Berger just ran 29:14 or something.
It's that's something else. Hey, those are some numbers for sure.
I know. That's what I love about this race because you've got Ironman folks and you've got 70.3 folks and PTO folks and
going to be so good.
Folks, yeah.
It's just going to be so good for the folks watching at home. I think they're going to be up for a real treat, especially this late in the year. You don't always get. At the end of the year, sometimes people are, not going to show up or whatever, but this is awesome.
This is a real deal. Yeah. Love it. Matt, thank you. A pleasure to get to meet you.
Yes, thank you. I'm stoked to be here with you. It's amazing.
Have a great race tomorrow.
Thank you.
Matt Sharpe has been our guest again. Breakfast with Bob from CLASH Daytona. Hold on. We will be right back.